Imagine facing the world's largest army with barely any weapons in a frozen wilderness where just surviving the night is a battle. This was Finland in late 1939, when the Soviet Union, under Joseph Stalin, thundered across the border with over 500,000 soldiers. At first glance, it looked like certain defeat. Finland had fewer than 350,000 troops, mostly reservists and volunteers. Their equipment? Outdated rifles, hardly any anti-tank weapons, and barely enough planes to fill a small air show. The Soviets outnumbered them 3-1 in men, 30-1 in aircraft, and a staggering 100-1 in tanks. So why didn't Finland collapse in days? The answer is a story of grit, guts, and ingenious tactics against overwhelming odds. Welcome to the Winter War. The Soviet invasion began on November the 30th, 1939, as columns of tanks rumbled through forests and across frozen lakes, expecting a swift march to Helsinki. But the Red Army was unprepared for the Finnish wilderness. Temperatures plunged to -40 degrees Celsius. Soviet soldiers, many from warmer parts of the USSR, arrived in thin coats and with little training for Arctic combat. Meanwhile, the Finns transformed their home turf into a deadly trap. Armed with little more than skis, white camouflage suits, and the legendary Molotov cocktail, a homemade gasoline bomb, the Finnish soldiers, known as Winter Warriors, struck fast and disappeared like ghosts. They invented Motti Tactics: surround and slice up Soviet columns into isolated pockets, then attack from all sides. In endless forests, Soviet tanks bogged down on narrow roads, perfect targets for Finnish ambushes. By moving on skis, the Finns could appear out of nowhere, strike, and vanish into the woods before the Soviets could respond. The result? Soviet casualties skyrocketed. In one famous battle at Suomussalmi, 11,000 Finnish troops outmaneuvered and destroyed 2 entire Soviet divisions, about 25,000 men, using hit-and-run attacks and cut-off supply lines. To keep warm, Finns buried themselves under snowdrifts, torching the night with surprise flares and harassing fire. They fought not only against men, but against the elements themselves. The world was stunned. Newspapers called Finland the little country that could. Donations and volunteers poured in from around the globe, inspired by their David versus Goliath stand. Yet, the cost was high, and not even Finnish heroism could change the numbers forever. The Soviets poured in more troops, learned from their mistakes, and unleashed devastating artillery on the Finnish fortifications known as the Mannerheim Line. By February 1940, Finland was worn down. Ammunition ran low. Food was scarce. Soviet pressure grew relentless. In March, after 105 days of furious defense, Finland signed the Moscow Peace Treaty. They had lost more than 25,000 soldiers, ceded 11% of their territory, and nearly 500,000 Finns became refugees. But the Winter War was not just about land. In those months, the Finns held back the Soviet Union, shocked the world, and earned a reputation for courage and resourcefulness that would define them for generations. Stalin's mistakes became a lesson, not just for Finland, but for all of Europe. Hitler watched how terribly the Red Army performed and drew his own deadly conclusions. But what if the Winter War had lasted another month? Could Finland have survived the Soviet storm? Or had the world's attention truly changed the course of history? The frozen forests remained silent, holding secrets of battles fought beneath the northern lights. The Winter War proves that determination, unity, and clever tactics can hold back even the fiercest invader, even if only for a little while. And deep in the snow, the spirit of Sisu, the Finnish word for relentless courage, still echoes today. Want more stories of the impossible in World War II? Stay tuned.